What's going on, FG fam? Welcome to episode 46 of the Miami Marlins franchise here on MLB the Show 21, and we have made it to draft day in season 4. So I know you guys are very excited. You guys submitted your players a while ago, but I record pretty far ahead. So we will be taking on the St. Louis Cardinals in this episode. We'll have a critical situation against the rival New York Mets, and then we will have the draft. Hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel for the love of all things franchise in Madden, MLB. We even try some NBA, NHL from time to time, and some college sports. So if you're into any of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. In the description below is a link to the Discord and Twitch. Come hang out with us outside of YouTube. We have a really great community, a bunch of really great guys talking sports all the time, as well as all things Funko Pops, whatever, man. We talk about all kinds of different things, so come join us over there. Without further ado, let's get into this draft. Don't go anywhere. And welcome to South Beach Ballpark here in beautiful, sunny Miami, Florida, as the St. Louis Cardinals come in to take on our Marlins just before the All-Star break. Sandy Alcantara getting the start today, 5.48 ERA with a 1.47 whip, 1-2 on this season. In his 9 starts, just 3 decisions, and here a little bit of trouble in the first inning, giving up a single with a man already on second. So now with runners on the corners and 1 away, it is Tyler O'Neill who absolutely ropes one over the left field wall into the fountain. That one is gone like a girl in a country song. Mitch Hannagrenades puts one out there, and Tyler O'Neill after that single. Mitch Hannagrenades with the home run. Nolan Arenado contributing as well. Cardinals take the lead, and John Means will be their pitcher. A 2.32 ERA, a .99 whip. He's 3-0 in his 9 starts, only 3 decisions for him. And Mike Trout on the 3-2 pitch with 2 away in the bottom of the first, trying to bring this Marlins team back. And at least a solo jack will help him out. 15 homers on the season. Here's Gleyber Torres as well. Still 2 gone. Back-to-back home runs between him and Mike Trout. So the 2 big blasters on this Marlins team go for home runs. Here's Eloy Jimenez. He's going to strike out and then get thrown out. So that is the first inning, and a wild one it is. It's already 3-2 after 1 at South Beach Park. We'll be back. And we come back into the top of the second. 2 on, 1 away for Malik Smith. That's a fly out to right field. They're going to attempt to score the runner and thrown out to end the inning at the plate. Beautiful throw home. That would lead into the bottom of the second, where Brian Anderson hits one over the right center field wall. His 5th home run of the season, travels .392. He's been very good in Rafael Devers' stead. Here is Tyler O'Neill up at the plate again, and this one down the right field line, almost right on the line the entire time. And that one's going to go for a triple with his speed. So in a tie ball game, a chance for the Cardinals to get back on the board. Here is Paul Goldschmidt, and that one's going to get caught in foul territory, but Tyler O'Neill with that speed going to score on the tag up. It is 4-3. Here's Bobby Bradley up at the plate, and Bradley just gets really good wood on this one over the left center field wall, and Bobby Bradley's 11th homer travels 386 feet and ties the ball game right back up. Here's Joey Wendell for the Cardinals. He puts one into right center field all the way to the wall in the gap. attempting to score the runner from third. The throw to the plate is in time. 2 runners gunned down at the plate on the Cardinals today. And this ground ball down to Brian Anderson, thrown on to first for the final out of the top of the 7th. We're still tied here at South Beach Park, but this time it is 4-4. We'll be right back. And incoming, Seth Elledge will be coming into the ball game. He's pitched in 32 games this year. Here is Javi Baez, and Baez says, Baez. That one is gone. A solo shot for Javi Baez, his 12th home run of the year, 427 feet traveled, and it will give the Marlins the 1-run lead late in this ball game. In comes J.B. Wendelken. 15 games pitched, a 3.86 ERA, struggled against right-handed batters so far this year. Hopefully that doesn't happen here, but it is Nolan Arenado, and indeed the right-handed batter knocking one over the left field wall into the fountain. That's only Arenado's 8th home run of the year. It's been a little bit of a down year for him. And then the Marlins will bring in Taylor Rogers, who, if he struggled against anybody, it has been right-handed batters, but he has a 1.03 ERA this year, and that could be in danger with giving up a single right there. 1 out, 2 on, Malik Smith, and he gets one over Gleyber Torres. Bases loaded with 1 away. This is a chance for the Cardinals to take the lead. It's Tommy Edman, and there's a chance for a double play completed to get out of the inning. Excellent job by Miami. Here's Henry Silva coming into the ballgame. He's got a 4.50 ERA in his 23 appearances. He's had a little bit of a down year here, and this is a dribbler over to short, thrown on to first for out number 1. Will we go to extras, or can the Marlins come up with some magic? Here's Sterling Olander coming in to pinch hit for the pitcher. 264 average on the season with 3 bombs. This one just going down the right field line and into foul territory up against the wall. Sterling Olander with a double here with 1 away in the bottom of the 9th, and that'll leave up Javi Baez, who gets the single into center after his solo shot to tie the game, and no attempt on a throw home. The Miami Marlins get a walk-off win here at home at South Beach Park. What a game this was against this St. Louis Cardinal team. Mike Trout gets player of the game. He was 2 for 4 with his solo shots. And if we take a look, Tyler O'Neill with a triple, Wendell with a double, Arenado and Hannah Grenades with home runs. The 2 guys you would expect to hit bombs for sure. And for our Marlins, Olander, the only extra base hit other than home runs. Torres, Anderson, Trout, Bradley, and Baez all hit those. So we go into a critical situation against the New York Mets, tied at 3 on the road at Citi Field. The Mets have really done a heck of a job to bring their record back to 25-27. After an 0-6 start, they were already behind the 8 ball, but here Jordan Hicks having some trouble with this lineup, walking a couple of batters. So Guillermo Marquez coming into the game, 3 ERA in his 13 appearances. His batting averages against have not been great for him, but here a dribbler, and got to attempt, I guess, the double play, but it is too late. There is Cabrian Hayes coming home. I guess the only real play there was a throw to the plate, but you're kind of beat in that situation. There you go. The New York Mets come away with a walk-off win. Jordan Hicks will get the loss. Cabrian Hayes was 4 for 5 with a triple and 3 singles. Pete Alonso was 3 for 5. Jordan Holloway sustains another injury. He's out 1 to 2 weeks. Every time he's pitching really, really well, he sustains an injury and then doesn't come back the same. But here we go into the draft. Tom Stone, the 6th overall pick. We're only doing user prospects and players who went to the Marlins. So Tom Stone, the player from the Pitt Panthers, staying in Pennsylvania to play for the Philadelphia Phillies. So second baseman Tom Stone played really well this year for Pitt, amassing an average of .315, so a very good contact hitter. Hopefully he can carry that into the minors and beyond. We move to pick number 8, and that is where user prospect center fielder Dylan Green will come off the board out of Texas. He will become a Minnesota Twin. So, going from Texas to Minnesota, the opposite of our boy Mr. Hurricane, who went from Minnesota to Texas. Haha, wink, wink, if you know, you know. So, Dylan Green, very, very good hitter. He's hit a couple of home runs this year, but not really his forte. More of an all-around type of player with some really good fielding. So, I think you'll see him really come up strong with the Twins. The 10th pick in the draft is right fielder Craig Mahinuakawaukakoko. Hey, look, I tried, okay? Player seems like he's going to be really good, though. He definitely has a nice mix of contact and power. Defense, who knows what's going to happen there, but certainly the best name in the draft. Then we have right fielder Connor Washington coming out of Boston College. He will become a Milwaukee Brewer. He was picked in with the 11th pick in the draft, and definitely more of a contact hitter than a power hitter. Pretty good runner on the base paths, actually. Really fast and plays some pretty good defense. The question is, will he ever develop that bat to be a little more dangerous? 18th pick in the draft is catcher Gary Gold out of Stanford. He is going to move across the country to go play for the Baltimore Orioles. That should be fun to see. He is a very, very good catcher. Very top-notch draft pick here. I'm surprised he fell this far. He's definitely got the best potential of any catcher in this draft. And for him to fall all the way to 18, usually catchers go a lot sooner than that. Starting pitcher Cade Kaufman falls to 28, so he'll be going from Coastal Carolina to the New York Metsies. So we will see him in our division for possibly a few seasons to come. So Cade Kaufman definitely had a great season this year, posting up a 2.13 ERA. It was just a little bit down from his junior year. That's why he fell a little bit. But for the Marlin pick, Rico Villa is the guy that they are looking at here and will go with at pick 29 out of Georgia Tech. You saw his stats there. Rico Villa coming from Georgia Tech, going down to Miami. This should be fun to see what he can do in his career. Now in the comp round, first comp round, pick number 3, it's Francisco Fukuhara. Coming from UNC, and he will be going to Kansas City to play with the Kansas City Royals. So yet another pretty highly invested starting pitcher taken by the Kansas City Royals, and Fukuhara definitely plays some pretty darn good defense as well as pitching well. Then we look here at first baseman Bronson Barnsworth, number 33 for the Oklahoma State University Cowboys. He's actually going to be moving out of the country to Toronto to play with the Blue Jays. He is a power bat at first base. Definitely a guy who can put the ball over the fence, but it's the contact that he might have a little bit of problems with. But when he does make contact with that baseball, that thing is slammed, okay? So he had like a 252 average in his senior year here of college, but there was like 17 home runs and 49 RBIs for him this season. So we will see what that's going to bring for him in the majors. Round 2, pick 2 for Bronson Barnsworth. That should definitely be fun to watch his career. Then we have third baseman Tony D'Amico going from the Florida Gators to the Texas Rangers. Round 2, pick 3. There's Tony D. That's what they called him over with the Gators. He is a third baseman, very good defensively. Good arm getting over to first base as well. Hitting-wise, he's got to develop just a little bit, but you can see he's got a great glove and a great arm to get it across the diamond. We will just have to see how he can develop in his major league career. Finally, the Marlins come up again here. Kevin Mojica is the guy they're looking at. He was born in New York City. Definitely a guy that can throw high velocity. He is a closing pitcher. I know, before anybody says anything in the comments, Marlins have taken a closing pitcher in like every single draft. But he's going to go from Pittsburgh down to Miami, Florida. Round 2, pick 24. That should be fun. The next pick was a Marlin pick. No other picks. This is comp round B, pick number 1. Milt Collado did not go to college. He's an international prospect. And Milt Collado is a shortstop out of Mexico. And he will be going to Miami. Starting pitcher Tashawn Lashley starts off the 3rd round with the first pick. He's going from Pitt as well, and he is staying in Pennsylvania with the Pittsburgh Pirates, staying in the same city, no less. Left fielder Jared Hadsel might be one of the steals of the draft, especially with those sideburns. Round 3, pick 8. He's going from Oregon to the Minnesota Twins. So a couple of people going to be on the same teams in this draft so far. That should get very interesting. We'll see how Jared Hadsel's career goes. He had a pretty good one in college, amassing a total of 137 home runs in his 4 years. Next up for the Marlins, we have Felix Pinheiro, and he was picked round 3, pick 29 out of Puerto Rico, another international prospect for the Marlins. And he's a very raw prospect, even at the age of 22. It may take a long time for this first baseman to show any promise. Elijah Washington is the next pick for this Miami Marlins team, and he was taken round 4. Pick 29, coming out of Ole Miss, and there is a lot of questions of his character, so we'll see what ends up happening there. That is why he fell so far, but he does have some talent for sure. He has definitely had some really good seasons of hitting and then some other good seasons of fielding. He's got to put it all together. Starting pitcher Nate McElroy, round 5, pick 6, going from Washington State. He is going across the country to Philadelphia to play with the Phillies. Now, this big starting pitcher had quite the season, so he's a bit underrated here. He played for Washington State, and they're not really a baseball school. Miami Marlins, Bob Pacheco is who they're looking at here in this one. Round 5, pick 29, a third baseman from North Carolina. And he doesn't have far to travel to get to his new ball club, Miami Marlins. Bob Pacheco struggled a bit at the plate this year. He's had some really good seasons in his sophomore and junior years, but this year, I guess senioritis got the better of him. So we take a look here. Not much to say about Gene McClendon. I wanted you to see that there weren't that many choices here. So Gene McClendon, round 6, pick 29. He's coming from Washington State as well, and he will go from a top left corner of the U.S. map all the way to the bottom right in this one. So Gene McClendon, very, very raw prospect. He could have a long way to go if he ever makes it to the major leagues. So that is your draft. Let's take a look and see how the Marlins draft actually went here. Rico Villa looks pretty good, 88 potential. Mojica, also 88 potential. Everything else, kind of meh. Gene McClendon, though, the 61 potential, we kind of expected that, to be completely honest with you. Gene McClendon didn't look all that good. Rico Villa, if you look at his stats, not too bad. Really good stamina. Mojica, of course, really good velocity and doesn't give up a ton of hits. That's good. So these guys are raw, but they all have certain talents. Felix Pinheiro, definitely more of a contact first baseman, but he doesn't do anything particularly well. Elijah Washington definitely can hit the ball. He will hit well in the minors, and he's got some speed. Bob Pacheco, not much of a bat. Struggled at the plate, like I said, his senior year. So the numbers so far on the season, Gleyber Torres is leading the way with a .336 average. We need to get Devers and Ohtani off the injured list. because those guys are going to be really, really big and instrumental in us really taking control of this division if we can. The pitching as well has got to get a little bit better. We'll see. We are past the draft, and we'll be heading into the All-Star break before you even know it. Next episode, I promise to you guys that we are going to take a look at your players and see what their overall ratings are, what their potentials are at, and what their numbers are for the season. So we will definitely take a look at that at the start of next episode. So definitely be here for that as we continue to take a look at some of the numbers for these guys. Riley Thompson playing really, really well for our Blue Wahoos. Adam Klopfenstein struggling a little bit this year after having a great year last year. Our Marlins are only a game behind the Fighting Philadelphia Phillies, and the Braves and Nats and Mets are all still in it. Our division not at all decided, not like that West with the 9.5 lead by the Dodgers already. We do lead the wild card, though. Braves also the wild card team, the other wild card team in the National League, so that could get really interesting. I'd rather really just win the division, though, than have to fight in a wild card game. Obviously, we'd all like to see that happen. Yankees and Blue Jays trying to make it. They're into the wild card, as well as the Angels tied in there. The Jumbo Shrimp are fighting to stay around 500, and the Blue Wahoos are up 2 games in Double-A. Double-A, of course, does a first and second half, so that could get interesting as well. So where we sit, June 13th, the All-Star break is coming up in 31 days, so about a month away. If you guys are excited for next episode to see your players and some more Marlins action, make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel for the love of franchise. That's what we do here. If you want to become a bigger part of the community, join the Discord, go follow the Twitch. Those links are in the description below. Take care, everybody. If you want to see some more franchise, click right here.